Alright, so we're gonna mask out the chapel. Now, luckily on the keylight you have actually other inputs you can do. You have outmat and inmat. Outmat will be the one you wanted to like discard or delete from the keylight alpha. So anything you input in here will be considered as the part that should be invisible, or the alpha should be 0. Now the other one, inmat, any alpha you put in will be added to the alpha calculated by the keylight. Okay. So I'm gonna go to the original image and I'm gonna create a roto, connect it to the original image. Okay. Let's go to frame 11:15 because that's the part that we really see. We really should see it disappear. Right? I'm gonna use roto again to draw out a cutout range. So let's say maybe 2 there. Drag it over, keep going until I have selected the top part of this chapel. And then this roto will be used to cut out, right? So I'm gonna connect that to out material or out mat. It's not really doing anything here. The reason is because in the keylight you have to go to the out mat and say use the alpha input. Now you can see it's basically cutting out the chapel because we have that background switched, so the background is still there, right? Which is cool. I'm gonna blur it out on these guys by grabbing these guys and holding down E button until it gets really big. Right, so we have this nice blending. But for the bottom one, because it's like already blending because of the blending alpha we created from this roto, so we don't have to worry about this part. Alright, now again this has to be animated. So I'm gonna go back 10 frames earlier. Right, I'm gonna move it over to reposition it. Okay, go back 10 frames more and reposition it. And just keep doing that. Not changing that much. 10 frames more, drag it over here. 10 frames more, drag it over here. Maybe a little lower. Okay, just keep going. Sometimes when you have this smoke already, you probably don't really need to be careful anymore because it's just gonna be blocked. But let's keep going. Make sure we got everything correct. To frame 1. Just one more. Alright, let's change that to input. We have 10 more frames. Alright, cool. Let's press Q button to disable the overlay. I have some really harsh transition here, so I probably need to go back and maybe holding down Control and drag. Oops, holding down Control and just drag this one to have a little blending here and a little bit here too. And I have to go the next 10 frames and just do the same thing here. Should have done that. And 10 frames more, that's fun. That should be fun. That should be fun. And here maybe have some blending over there. 10 more. Whoops. Control Z, go back. I want those keyframes to be on the same keyframe, so here let me just go there and start from the beginning here. Right, 10 frames earlier. Okay. So this is basically what we call rotoing. Oftentimes rotoing is a boring job, and sometimes people outsource to some places like in India or somewhere that you know, some other people would do that and you got the final result. Anyway, it's fine. This one, blur it and go back to here, blur it, go back, also blur this guy too. And frame 1, right, we do our final blurring. Cool. Take a look one more time. Now we have basically deleted our original image. You can see now the chapel is going to be the only one. Our simulated and rendered one will be the only one over there now, and it's falling down, right? Alright, cool. Now this stage may take some time depending on, like, you know, how complex the scene is. Ours is not super complicated, so it's fairly easy to set up some keys. When it gets super messy, you have to go frame by frame. So you basically generate a animated alpha frame by frame to define exactly what the shape is for every frame, which part you want to cut out. Alright, that's gonna be it for this tutorial. We're now having the background and the original chapel all switched out, and now we have only our simulation here. Now we're gonna take care of the front part. The trees should be in front of the simulation, right? We're gonna do that in the next tutorial.